ஹே ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஹாய், ஹலோ, வணக்கம். மிஸ்டர் ரிஷப் ஐஏஎஸ் அவர்களோட நம்ம எடுத்த இன்டர்வியூட சீரிஸை தான் நீங்கள் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க. ஆல்ரெடி இந்த சீரிஸோட பார்ட் 1 ரிலீஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு. நீங்கள் இன்னும் அதை பார்க்கல அப்படின்னா அதோடைய லிங்க் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் இருக்க, மறக்காமல் பாருங்க. அண்ட் இந்த செகண்ட் பார்ட்டில் நம்ம என்ன விஷயங்களை டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் அப்படின்னா, இப்போ சில சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸ் நம்மளால் படிக்க முடியாது, இல்லை படிக்க கஷ்டப்படுவோம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸை எப்படி நம்ம வந்துட்டு ஹேண்டில் பண்ண அண்ட் ஆப்ஷனல்ஸ் எடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு இப்போ நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கிறவங்க எப்படிலாம் நீங்கள் ஆப்ஷனல்ஸை எடுத்துக்க கூடாது, இந்த மாதிரியான சில டிப்ஸ் அண்ட் ட்ரிக்ஸ் அவர் நம்ம கூட ஷேர் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ ஆப்வியஸ்லி இது உங்களுக்கு ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன். அண்ட் ஓவர் டு த வீடியோ.
Next would be the prelims part where people on the 2 hours how they are writing, that is what is going to take them to mains. Though prelims is a qualifying paper, the kind of stress and tension which an aspirant has during writing prelims is definitely different from what they do in mains. At least for mains we have 9 papers. It's a stretched process, and people with prompt practice and things, they would write something. But in prelims people face this problem of writing and how to clear it and all. So and இன்னொரு பாயிண்ட் என்னன்னா, பர்சனலி நானே ஃபேஸ் பண்ணது, if I'm not clearing this prelims, what will be I be doing for the next 1 year? Definitely அந்த குட்டி பயம் வந்துச்சுனால அந்த 2 hours paper definitely will not be writing efficiently. So how to handle all these kind of exam time pressures and stress?
Okay, see, exam time, when will you feel pressure? You will feel pressure when your preparation is not up to the mark. When your preparation is up to the mark, within your heart, you will know that you have done a good work. Okay, that's the basic point. For me, clearing prelims was not a very tough task for me. I cleared prelims all 3 times, and with the cutoff 10 marks higher than the general cutoff. So first prelim general cutoff was 116, I got 126. Second, it was 107, I got 117. Third, it was 98, I got 108. So for me, clearing prelims was a very easy task because I knew how to do this. For me, the difficult part was to understand how to clear mains. For that, I took 2 attempts. For clearing prelims, it was very easy. It is just 100 MCQs. The answer is right in front of your eyes. You just need to choose a correct answer. Okay, you need to be a little bit smart. You need to little bit have some common sense. You need to do a lot of practice. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the examiner. Excuse me. There are a lot of strategies which I've already shared how to clear the prelims. Clearing prelims is mains is difficult because they are going to give you a question and you have to write 3 pages or 250 words. If you don't know anything, you cannot write anything. But prelims, at least you have a very little bit idea of a question. You could easily eliminate 1 or 2 options, and with some guesswork, you can also mark one question. So what I would say is that நிறைய test series attend பண்ணுங்க. Okay, wow. Write a lot of tests. For my third attempt, and all, I just had 2 months, 2.5 months in my time, in my kitty. After not clearing the second mains, I just had 3-4 months in which I took 1 month off for my friend's wedding and this and that went away. So I had only 2.5 months. And the 2.5 months, what I did was I solved 2 question paper or 3 question paper on a daily basis. I kept on revising and solving a lot of question papers. So solving a lot of question papers, I knew that all the question paper I used to get above 120, 130, 140. In certain question paper, I used to get 160 above in this mock test. So அப்போவே எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சு that I am good in that. I kept on doing that. I kept on following my own strategy. I did not depend on any other strategy. I devised a strategy, I followed it, and 3 attempts I could clear my prelims. So first thing is that your strategy must be very clear. And if you have practiced very well, clearing prelims is not a very tough thing. Second thing, you may think that if by God's by bad luck you're not clearing this, then what? That's why I said apply for 3-4 examinations. Usually, in a prelims, you will have the Central Armed Police Forces examination. Usually happens before your preliminary examinations. CPF prelims will have happen before UPSC preliminary examinations. After UPSC prelims, you have CDF examination, Combined Defense Services. நடுவுல you may come across some banking examinations. There is this RBI, Reserve Bank of India Grade B examination, which is a very, very good post. Which is a very good post. I have seen a lot of people who have gone through this RBI Grade B and they are doing very good. So இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு 4-5 எக்ஸாமை டார்கெட் பண்ணிட்டு prepare for all these examinations together. So if not this, something else would click. TNPSC Group 1 இருக்கு, TNPSC Group 2A இருக்கு, TNPSC Group 4 இருக்கு. See, don't think that உங்க லைஃப் ஓட ஒரே aim IAS collector ஆவறது தான். So I am not going to attempt any exam. That's the most foolish thing that you can ever do. Keep on attempting as many exams as possible. And if you clear one exam, well and good. It's not that you are going to join the next day. You still have some time. And the point is that you have that confidence within you can இந்த exam clear பண்ணிட்டேன். So I can clear this exam also. That confidence is very important. You write 4 attempts. You are not cleared any of your preliminary examination, or you're stuck in your main examination. You did not write any other examination. Now you're in a very precarious position. Your confidence will be under total shambles. Suppose if you have written 2 3 examinations, you have cleared those examinations, you know that you have a backup. So now you will prepare in a much, you will have that peace of mind within you. Ki, okay, I'll be able to do this. But adilana on the peace of mind irukadhu. Appo padika mudiyadhu. That will lead to a much bigger problem. So that's what I feel about your question, Shruti.
Thank you so much, sir. So, coming to people like us, mostly நம்ம எல்லாருமே வந்துட்டு 10th வரைக்கும் தான் social and geography, history எல்லா சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸும் படிச்சிருப்போம். And after that, it would be a really long gap. 6 years அப்புறம் தான் again we are looking into all these subjects like economics, political science எல்லாமே. So, for any aspirant for that matter, at least 1 or 2 subjects அவங்க difficult face பண்ணுவாங்க. For one, it might be history. For one, it might be economics. For people differs. But everyone would have some weaker subjects. So how to concentrate on those weaker subjects? சில வந்துட்டு weaker subjects மட்டுமே full concentration கொடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஒரு சில வந்துட்டு concentrate only on stronger area, leave out your weaker area. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய suggestions நமக்கு வருது. But really an aspect, how it is better for them to approach all these subjects?
Okay, Shruti. See, I will tell you something. For me, arts and science are not arts. This Indian art part of the ancient history, that was something which I didn't like. எனக்கு வந்து அந்த பாயிண்ட் பிடிக்கவே பிடிக்காது. There was lot of things to mug up. There is no logic. There is completely no logic. It's totally that you have to by heart those concepts. There is no concepts. There are only facts, and you have to by heart the facts. So what I felt was ki, whether this is I saw that Nitin Singhania book. It was so huge. I went to coaching, so they gave me a notes, and I felt all that question paper எடுத்து பார்த்தேன். 3 கொஸ்டின் வருது ஆர்ட் அண்ட் கல்ச்சர்ல இருந்து. அதுல ஒரு கொஸ்டின் ரொம்ப ஈஸி, அது படிக்காம கூட anyone can attempt with your common sense. அந்த 3ல ஒரு கொஸ்டின் அட்டெம்ட் பண்ணிடலாம். மீதி 2 கொஸ்டின் is a point, and if you have luck, one more question easy will come. So அது is a topic which I could skip because there are only 3 questions, and for the work I am putting, the 3 questions are very very small. So I genuinely skipped art and culture part. எனக்கு அது தேவையில்லை, நான் அதை சைட்ல வச்சுட்டேன். Because there was cost, you do this cost analysis, no, that how much you are paying and what you are getting. So how much hard work I am putting for the art and culture, that much I'm not getting back. So for me it was a no go. But I didn't do it for policy or economics or history. And that I kept whatever tough the subject maybe, I sat and I studied. For example, what would people do? What would people do is that people will not, people will go to coaching institute, they'll come back and then they will read the topic. What I would do is that I would read the topic first, then I would go and attend the class. That way I was able to appreciate what is taught in the class in a better manner. At least for certain subjects you can do, sit and read, then go to your coaching institute. At least you'll be able to understand what's happening. If you think that after they teach I will sit and study, that's not going to happen. Sorry, that's not going to happen. And one more thing, there are a lot of creative ways today. See, when I started in 2015, there were not many YouTube channels, there were not many, all these things. I was very very much into books. But today you have all these YouTube channels and online teaching methods and all this stuff. Get use these methods. You have coaching institutes, you have the combined classes, or there's group studies out there. There are a lot of techniques to study. One just have to think that which technique you could utilize in a better manner, and you have to go about it. Very simple. It's not a very big thing. See, there is no subject that is very tough. Everything is only 10th level or 12th level. What we are reading only 10th level, and that is getting repeated in 11th and 12th standard. Okay, so nothing is very tough as per se. You just need to sit and understand. If a person is having that much patience to understand, then it's not a very big thing at all. What people do is that they don't take the time to understand. அவங்க வந்து படிப்போம், இந்த கோச்சிங் முடிச்சிடலாம், இந்த நோட்ஸ் படிச்சிடலாம், இதையும் படிச்சிடலாம், we'll read this book also, we'll do this also. In this all process they forget that from what they have come over here. It's not that you gather knowledge from 10 books. About gathering little bit of knowledge from one book and retaining that knowledge properly. If they are doing that, no, it's very easy a task. They can easily clear this examination, not a big thing.
Sir, and coming to this UPSC thing, one point where every aspirant would give a great shot would be in options. So they'll be like, நம்ம எத்தனை வாட்டி இப்படிதான் நீங்க ஆப்ஷன் எடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னாலும் people will drive away with the trend or with the mark scoring subject or something of that matter. And நிறைய பேர் என்ன எடுத்துக்காங்க, or else if people see you, உங்களோட ஆப்ஷன் என்ன, okay, he took geography, so let me take geography. So அந்த மாதிரியும் things are going on. But what do you really want to say to aspirants? Like, what would be the right practice for taking an option?
So the right point of taking an option is the subject which you love. If I had taken mathematics, I would have never cleared this examination. Mathematics is something which doesn't get into my head. Even after being an engineer, mathematics is something which I am not very good at. That I am an average student in mathematics, but I am kind of good in humanities. So I found that love for humanities when I started preparing for UPSC examinations. I am good in language. So one has to take the subject that they can, they will be able to appreciate in a better manner. For one of my friend, he will be able to appreciate maths. He got 350 above in mathematics. He is able to appreciate maths, so that's good for him, but that's not good for me. A friend of mine, she cleared with an electrical engineering. She got the all India highest marks in electrical engineering. Not many electrical engineers would take electrical engineering and still they would clear UPSC civil service examination, but she could do. The point is that people or rankers out there, they haven't taken an optional seeing that, oh, he took an option, oh, she took an option, let me take that option. No, they have taken option which they love, which they would, they know that this optional is something which could give me about 300 marks, and they are ready to put in that hard work with that option because that's a subject which they feel that it's closer to their heart. For example, geography was closer to my heart because I was able to connect things. For giving you an example, so in somewhere before 4 5 years, I went to Sikkim as a that was just a trip. I went to Sikkim, and that was the first time I was going to that northeastern part. So we were doing this river rafting, and in the river rafting, the point will come when the person in the boat, he said that jump in the water. Okay, jump in the river. The river was very fast. Uh, that much water no Tamil Nadu river has ever had. So that much river, because they are Himalayan rivers, they are always perennial. There's a lot of water. I jumped. I thought that the river bed will be very close, so I'll be able to stand. But I was wrong. The river bed was very deep. The river was very deep. But I didn't knew that why the river was deep. But when I started preparing for civil service, I knew that Himalayan rivers are young rivers and they have a V cut. While the rivers in Tamil Nadu, the rivers in Peninsula, they are mature and old rivers, which have U-shaped river bed. So over that, there will be more. These rivers will be very fast, rather than rivers in Peninsula. They will be very slow. The point is that I was able to make geography with what I am seeing and with what I am doing. So geography was my go to USP. Geography was my USP for UPSC optional. I never felt that why I did take geography, even though I felt a lot of difficulties. But that thought didn't come that no, with geography I couldn't clear this examination. So for me, geography was a comfortable place where I could clear this examination. I just wanted to learn that how to get a good marks, and it took some time. But I never had that. I didn't give up on geography. That no, I won't be able to clear with the subject. So any person who want to take an option, he or she should first analyze the subject, take out the NCRTs, take out the previous year questions papers, sit. You know what happens is that they go to a coaching institute. 90% people they go to a coaching institute. First they will go and pay fees for the GS. Then they will say that I am an engineer. Then suddenly they will, okay, you're an engineer. Let's put him in geography. Okay, so people, what happens is that it's not their choice. Or what happens is that they go to coaching. There'll be this, 4 5 demo classes will happen. All around, everywhere demo classes will happen. They'll go and sit in a demo class. In demo classes, the most easiest and most simplest topic will be taken and it will be taught. And with the topic, they think that this is how the entire subject will go. It is very simple. Or probably the teacher will teach the best of that particular topic. People will think that this is the most easiest thing I have seen. I'll take this. Okay, or they will get மயங்கிடுவாங்க அந்த ஆசை வார்த்தைகள். அதாவது வந்து ஜியோகிராஃபி எடுத்துட்டாங்கன்னா GS1 படிக்க தேவையில்ல, GS3 படிக்க தேவையில்ல, ஹிஸ்டரி எடுத்தா GS1 படிக்கவே தேவையில்ல, பபேட் எடுத்துட்டாங்கன்னா வந்து GS2 படிக்கவே தேவையில்ல. ஆர் பொலிட்டிக்கல் சயின்ஸ் ஐயா எடுத்துட்டாங்கன்னா GS2 அப்படியே கவர் ஆயிடுது. வேற எந்த டாபிக் படிக்க தேவையில்ல. All these are nonsense. Okay, all these are nonsense. A person who with an adequate amount of brain, he won't do such activities. Okay, so that was my thought that don't take optional listening to two people or listening to YouTube lectures. Go to your books, read them, read previous year questions, see whether are you able to connect with that subject, whether are you able to understand the questions. If you can do that, then go with that option. If you can't, means just don't depend on any teacher and do it. That's it.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
ஸோ that's the end of part 2 of the video. and geography optional பற்றி நிறைய பேர் நிறைய queries கேட்டுட்டு இருக்கீங்க. ஸோ டீட்டெயில்டாக அவர் geography optional பற்றி ஏற்கனவே பேசி அது சில யூடியூப் வீடியோஸில் இருக்குது. அதோடைய லிங்க்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் நான் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் கொடுக்குறேன். ஸோ தட் அதை நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் நிறைய கிளாரிட்டிஸ் கிடைக்கும். அண்ட் இதை தவிர உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா ப்ளீஸ் டூ சேயர்ஸ் இந்த காமெண்ட்ஸ் பிலோ. அண்ட் இன்னும் நிறைய இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான டாபிக்ஸை பற்றி நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் அடுத்தடுத்த பார்ட்டில் பார்ப்பீங்க. அண்ட் இஃப் யூ பீப்புள் வாண்ட் டு மெசேஜ் மீ ஆர் ஹிம் பர்சனலி, எங்களோட சோஷியல் மீடியா லிங்க்ஸ் கீழே டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷனில் இருக்குது. You can follow us there. Thanks a lot for all your support. Thank you.